What's happening, guys, and welcome back to... I forgot what we're calling it.
Hell of a way to start the show, Ash. This is just going to be epic.
Yeah.
You got to include that fail in the video.
You've got to I swear down, every single episode, just before I say it, I always think, I'm going to say it right, And after 6 episodes in, we finally fuck up.
Right?
Right. I'll start again. What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the Galactic Explorers Podcast.
Yay!
Yay! Episode 6. I am your host, Lunchbox, and today I am joined by Phil and James. How you doing, guys?
What's up?
Hello.
Yes, so it's been a while since we've heard from James, I think. 2 episodes?
Has it been 2 episodes?
Last episode, you weren't in it.
Yeah, I was on episode 4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
That's alright, I've been here to pick up your slack, James.
Thank you.
Phil has become co-host now. How are you, Phil?
Because I have no life. All I think about is No Man's Sky and dinosaurs.
Just think, guys, we can literally say we've only got 1 month to wait nearly.
I know.
1 month. Ooh. So
close.
It is, isn't it? It's agonising.
Yeah, it really is.
See, what's that point now where it's almost a month away? That can they really say that they're going to postpone it now? A month out from release?
Oh, man. Don't even go there.
it is literally leaving it to the very last second, though, isn't it?
It happened to Mirror's Edge.
Why? When was that supposed to get released?
I'm not sure when the exact date was, but then they delayed it for a couple of weeks just to make sure everything was.
Oh, that's a couple of weeks.
Tip top. Yeah, but it's not too bad.
No, and don't forget though, Mirror's Edge is it EA?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big company, isn't it? So
yeah.
They've probably got 100 people working on that game.
To be fair, I think if they had any problems, they would have said by now.
Yeah, probably. So yes, guys, we've got 3 topics to pick from today, as usual. Let's start off with let's go for trading. So obviously we know that one of the roles in the game is going to be trading. Well, not role, but one of the things you are able to do is trading. How do you think it's going to affect your individual player? Also, how do you think it's going to affect the galaxy or, the universe? And also, how do you think it's going to affect interplayer relations? Who's going to go first then?
I was waiting for James because, man, I've been thinking about this so hard and I just can't wrap my mind around how it's going to act in this game. The trading that we know of in games, I don't think it's going to be like that. So, it's totally blank in my mind. I don't know what's going to happen with trading. What do you think, James?
I think it's going to have a huge impact on gameplay. I believe there are going to be a lot of people that discover which certain planets have what resources.
Yeah.
And then just literally go back and forth farming really until they have what they need. It's going to increase your standings with the races, I imagine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's going to be a huge impact all throughout the game.
Yeah. I can imagine, like you're saying, people hogging. Well, not hogging, because obviously the likelihood of you actually ever meeting another person is 0 to nothing.
I could see some people kind of abusing the trading system a bit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because they could find a planet with all these rare materials, and then sell it on for double, triple the price.
It's the time though it's going to take, because obviously you got to think you're going to be there mining it or whatever, and then I think it was in that 2-hour one what they typed up on IGN. It said that it took to get from one planet to the next. It took them 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just flying. So you might be putting in what type of. Obviously, this is why I picked trading first. but depending on what size ship you get, obviously it depends on how big your cargo hold's going to be. So if you're only going to be able to carry, like, I don't know, 10 things for small cargo, is it actually worth it being, mining for 5 minutes and then having to fly 30-20 minutes away to get to the space station or whatever trading outpost?
Yeah, well, I guess it depends how rare the material is, really. If it was just for something easy, like perhaps plutonium, then it wouldn't really be worth it.
Yeah,
I guess as the longer the game is out for, the more people will get a sense of what things are worth, and what's the best thing to get to earn the most units.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the personal part of the upgradings and whatnot will affect the ship upgradings, like how much you can hold on yourself, things like that.
Yeah.
But I could easily see a manipulation like, okay, you're at this one planet solar system area. You can only have one ship at a time, right? So you sell the ship you got, you buy the biggest cargo ship they got, you mine all their crap, load it onto your ship, cargo it to the next solar system, and then sell it all for triple price, sell your ship, jump in another explorer, haul ass to the next one, or haul ass back to the first one, and just do the process over again, and just keep selling the ships and buying them back. And
the thing is, though, we don't know how the ship selling works. They haven't really explained that. I mean,
right.
They say that the way that you get a new ship is either by discovering it on a planet or whatever, or if you go on a space station and you buy a ship from someone. Obviously, that means you're not guaranteed to find a large cargo ship or an explorer ship.
Right, but if you do happen to find one and use that system, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you'd have to come across it luckily, but
yeah, exactly.
I would still try to exploit it if I did find it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going off topic a little bit at the minute, but the probably best bet is to find a hybrid ship. So obviously one that's got decent cargo space, decent maybe weapons, and obviously decent exploring as well, like a bigger fuel capacity.
Right.
So
I do often fantasize. I don't want it to look like it, but I fantasize about a ship similar to the capabilities of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or the Ebon Hawk.
Yeah,
from KOTOR.
It can get away or battle if it needs to, but it's basically just to stash things and bootleg stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so with trading, I think obviously, like you said, it's going to have a big impact on the game, because there's no point making. It's kind of like the nervous system of the game, isn't it? So obviously we see all these lines of the engines of the ships flying across the sky and everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a central nervous system, isn't it? The space stations is it's like the brains in each area. And obviously you got all your different lines shooting off, going to different planets and whatnot. So it's to make something like that, what's so intricate into the game, it's got to have some kind of huge impact. So like you said, if one specific element gets farmed to death, it's not going to be worth much, is it? Until obviously there's hardly any of that element left in that solar system.
You might have to go to a completely different solar system to sell it off.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So I can imagine.
But then you kind of had the dilemma of, do I have enough fuel to get to the next solar system to sell it off? Yeah. Or do I need more space? So should I get rid of some of the cargo that I have for more fuel?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is the amount of cargo that you carry going to affect the distance that you can travel? I mean, it affects
right
elite dangerous. So if you carry a certain amount of weight, it does affect your actual distance you can travel at light speed.
Right.
Really?
Or if you like go over your threshold, you can't move.
Yeah, I think
I have mechanics
I don't think
like
something
that
like
in
that's
some
going to
games.
happen. I can't imagine it being to that extreme where you're obviously going to carry way too much. Your ship's not going to even move. But I can see it affecting like your warp drive distance, perhaps.
I guess what they'll probably do is just you have like a certain like weight limit and you won't be able to go above it.
Yeah, I mean that's how it
Really?
works. That's how it works in Elite Dangerous, where
Okay.
you have you can have like a maximum amount of weight that you can carry, and you can't carry anything more than that. But obviously, the heavier that the cargo is anyway, it still affects the distance that you can travel before you have to refuel.
Oh, like more fuel consumption per mile.
Yeah. So like when you're driving an actual car, so obviously if you've got nothing in your car, it will do flat out maximum what you can do, can't it? But obviously if you've got
Right.
a full load in the back, it obviously affects
Fuel consumption.
Yeah, fuel consumption. So yeah,
I hadn't thought of that as a mechanic in this.
Yeah,
No, me either, to be
That'd be
honest. That'd be pretty
interesting.
interesting to
Yeah.
see.
I mean, it seems like the only fuel that you need to get is for your warp drive, I think.
That's one thing that's been puzzling me a little bit because
So it doesn't look like you need to fuel up when you fly between planets, and obviously between that planet and the space station. But people have made out it to be that you have to refuel for when you want to go into light speed and stuff.
yeah.
So,
But I wasn't sure if you needed like some different kind of fuel for like the boost.
Yeah, I'm not. I vaguely remember hearing something about it, so I'm not sure. But it was something about you can always find the basic fuel source in every solar system planet.
okay, so that you might.
So maybe there's like a basic fuel source that's easily found.
Yeah.
You know, like you do burn it up, but you'll find it everywhere anyways. I don't know.
And it might be slow burning as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well,
But yeah,
then
hopefully though it does.
Maybe you need to add a secondary component to that fuel to make it hyperfuel. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
That would definitely affect a lot of trading too,
Yeah.
depending on.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
It's so vague. It's hard
It
to
is
talk
vague.
about something when you're like, man, there's. All I can think of is like analytics and charts and details. You know, time, money management.
yeah. I mean, I'm guessing it's not going to be that in depth. I mean, that is very much Elite Dangerous right there. Is it worth your time doing, and what's the distances and things like that? I mean, you can on Elite Dangerous you can reroute system power to individual areas. So like you can obviously move some system power from like your engines and shields to your weapons, and obviously other ways of doing it as well. But it's very like in depth. I mean, I see Elite Dangerous more as a space simulation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Whereas No Man's Sky is a bit more of a sandbox.
Yeah, like arcade sandbox.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So, I mean, it's not as hardcore as it's probably somewhere in between Minecraft and Ark, where it's a bit more technical than Minecraft is, but it's kind of a bit more fun. It's fun to look at, I think.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So when you look at it, and you don't think it's a bland looking game, is it?
Right.
I can't wait to just like warp drive to a different solar system and just see all the different colours, and like my jaw will just drop to the floor. It's going to be a beautiful game.
It is. I mean, people are. I saw someone the other day say that it doesn't look. Oh, I can't remember what they said now, but it was something like how it doesn't look very good because it doesn't look realistic. And I was thinking, well, you know, why you joined this group in the first place?
Right.
If you're just gonna say things like that.
It's ridiculous when people like join the group just to smack talk it.
Yeah.
I think they did a freaking excellent job on the graphics, because their whole
Yeah, I thought
goal,
that was really nice.
their whole goal was to make it look like 50s sci-fi,
Yeah.
and that is very starch colors, very not cartoony, but simplistic color layouts and whatnot, because they didn't have a lot to work with in the 60s, and I think they made it come to life. I mean,
Oh, definitely.
it looks just
definitely.
like the stuff I grew up with.
Yeah. Right. So back onto trading then. How do you think it's going to affect like the non-player things? So like obviously, is it when you get certain games where you do something and it affects like the economy?
Yeah.
So do you think that'll show in a physical way? So like if you go to a space station, it'll have a lot more traders coming in, or if it's like a really poor area of space, there'll be hardly anyone there, and there'll be like crappy, like the appearance of inside the space station will look crappy compared to if it was like a really rich place.
That's a really interesting. I hadn't thought about that, to be honest.
It
Yeah.
kind of makes me wonder if you could help a poor society prosper into a rich society.
Yeah.
Could you just imagine just going to a different like solar system and just seeing an abandoned space station,
That would be quite
completely
cool.
lifeless? That would be insane.
That just reminds me of Dead Space.
Yeah, Dead Space was a great game.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, I hope there's something like that. I mean, the likelihood is not, but
Yeah,
I really hope there is.
I highly doubt it, but it'll be a nice surprise if they do involve that.
Oh, definitely. You know what's really weird? I've got like this screensavers, like all No Man's Sky pictures, and it just flicks through them.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And there's the one, with that picture I showed you with all the massive spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I
yeah.
showed you a few weeks back.
Mhm.
I'm just looking at the planet, like the massive planet in front of them, and there's lights all over the planet,
All
You know,
over the planet?
like clumps of lights.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Indicating
I'll need to see that.
indicating cities, possibly?
yeah,
Because that's been a big controversy. They have not
Yeah.
said there will be anything like that.
yeah. Are you looking at it now?
I'm not, but I remember it.
Yeah, let me show you. So I've only just looked at it. Like usually when we're recording, obviously I'm looking at all my things, but because Phil's recording, I've just looked at the background and it's just popped up, and I just looked at it, and it's the like the northern hemisphere. Really, you can see them.
Okay. I'll have to have a look after the podcast.
Oh yeah, because you're on your Xbox.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
I'll be buying a new mic though very
Okay.
soon.
Good girl.
Don't start a fight with me, mate.
But yeah, I mean, something like that, like when we were talking about how it could affect the economy. Maybe if you can evolve like a society's economical rating or something, maybe they do turn into towns, maybe.
Yeah.
Like a single outpost, and then maybe like other buildings sprout up next to it or something.
Those look like, that looks like freaking the east side of America with all those lights.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
because it's like
that's unmistakable. That can't.
They're really clumped up, aren't they?
It could be some sort of weird volcano system, because we don't know what's going to be on these planets. But to me, that looks like city lights.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be like plants, like luminous plants.
It's possible, right?
Oh
Man, I didn't even think of that.
I mean,
Avatar,
like,
an Avatar planet. Come on now.
Oh
Yes,
my
that's-
days,
If I find an
that'd be
Avatar
amazing.
planet, I'm never leaving it.
When I just looked at it like properly in depth for the first time, I just
Yeah.
saw those lights, and it just looks like a city, but
Well, if you find the Avatar planet, you have to call it Pandora, obviously.
obviously.
Oh man.
But yes, maybe things like, obviously, if you trading with a specific planet or something over time will affect it visually.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Just like seeing like that planet being stripped of its resources from above.
I mean, they do have that system in Star Citizen.
Really?
Yeah, where if you go to like a planet where it's really crappy, there'll be like graffiti on the walls and things.
Really?
But the more that you like work with them and do missions and trade with them, the appearance of the planet and the city will actually get better. And like
that's pretty cool.
Graffiti will go. There'll be like rubbish on the floor and stuff, like trash, and that will get removed and things.
That's a really nice feature.
Yeah, that's pretty detailed there.
That's Star Citizen though. You know what I mean? That's like not the complete opposite to what No Man's Sky is, but it's the extreme version of Elite Dangerous, isn't it? Let's be fair. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to see how things like that would work in No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
So we touched on ships a little bit, so let's move on to that now. Obviously, we know there's going to be, is it at least 3 types of ships? Explorers, trading ships, and fighter ships. Now,
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, now, the thing what I'm more interested in is size, because, bigger is better. No, not really, obviously, because if you're a fighter ship, you don't want to be a big ship.
Yeah.
But obviously, are we going to get... Because all the ships that we've seen have pretty much been the same size. They've been different shapes, but near enough the same size. Now we're going to get ships which are a little bit bigger. I can't imagine them being smaller. But
no, surely not.
No, I can't imagine being the size of like massive like space ships. But
I'm kind of wondering like if like all the spaceships are like kind of like the same size. But then when you upgrade it upgrades them with like bigger things. If you catch my drift,
like changes it visually.
Yeah, it changes it visually so it gets bigger over time.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I hated like the oldish Final Fantasy games where you would get a new like item of clothing or upgrade or whatever, so a new sword, and it wouldn't change on the person.
Yeah,
right.
Like you got something what's supposed to be completely different, and they'd still be wearing the same things. Now, if that happens in No Man's Sky, I would actually cry. I think it would kind of ruin the immersion, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So,
I imagine I am probably going to hop between ships.
Yeah.
I do that with my cars. Like, I'll get bored with what I drive, and I'll just sell it and buy something else because I want something else.
Yeah.
I want a truck this time. Oh, I'll get a car with good gas mileage next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see me doing this in this game just to complete personal missions, if you will,
Yeah. See, I don't like change that much. So when I find a ship that I absolutely love, that'll be it. I'll be like, I don't want to get rid of it. Don't make me.
But like, if I'm cruising along on a cargo ship and I come across a poor society or something, but like, if I can help them defeat some other alliance or whatever, I'll end up with like a really cool payout. You know what I mean? I'll sell my ship, switch over to a fighter, go do the job, and then hopefully pick up another cargo ship somewhere else or something. I don't know. The scientific side intrigues me, but I don't think I'll stick with it.
Yeah. It is interesting to see. I mean, the ships that we've seen at the minute, we've seen like the Korvax, like I can't call it like the bubble ships. It's got like two bubble engines, and obviously like
they look more like a little submarine.
Yeah.
And
then what I like to call the Battlestar Galactica ships. The very like sleek design.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we have seen ones like it's got like a rounded tail fin as well. It's the one where he's walking on the planet towards a cliff, and then those 3 ships come up over.
Oh yeah.
And they've got like a rounded tail fin, haven't they, around the engine?
Yeah,
I think my personal favorite, and I think it's probably a scientific ship, but like if you watch some of the videos where they show like concept art and ways that came up with what things should look like,
yeah,
I keep seeing this repetitive dragonfly shape. Like maybe not the wings, but the body itself, where it's got like that bulbousy front end and then like a long skinny tail off the back, and like platform type landing pads. So
that would look nice,
right? They look kind of cool. I'm curious as to what kind of ship those are going to be.
Maybe, but like, yeah, like I hope there is going to be some variation in size, because the whole game's supposed to be procedurally generated, and if all the ships are going to be near enough the same size, albeit like different shapes, it's going to kind of like ruin it a little bit. Oh, I've just seen some different ones actually. The one with the red grass and the beachy scene.
Yeah.
There's 3 ships flying in the kind of like A-wing shape.
Oh yeah.
So they've got like a wider back end. But yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if they're going to be like near enough the same size, I think it's kind of going to ruin the immersion, I think.
I think there'll be some variance. I don't know how much though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want a ship where, it's, like you say, it's going to be Millennium Falcon size, because having something that size on your own, it's going to just feel empty, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to... Something what's going to obviously give you a bit of, maybe walk-in space, so you can walk inside it, but obviously not something that's not going to be so stupidly big that you're not going to ever use all the interior.
Right. Have either one of you ever played Star Wars: The Old Republic?
I have not.
Briefly, but I've played the 2 other games more.
The way they built, because there's like, you can get a ship once you get high enough level, and you can go do space battles and missions and stuff in a spaceship too.
Yeah.
And the way they did that was kind of interesting. When you're at the docking station, if you will, like, not flying the ship, you can actually run around the inside of your ship, go to your cargo bay, go to your world map, things like that. But then once you take off, you're in third-person flying mode.
Yeah, you're outside the ship.
Yeah.
I was actually playing Ratchet and Clank the other day, the newest one.
Yay.
And there's this little fight that you have to do out in space, and you have to destroy a ship. But like, there was like planets all around you, and I was like, wow, this is my first glimpse of No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I know, everything reminds me of No Man's Sky right now.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on playing Ark because I'm addicted to it, and I always will be. But sometimes I'll just sit there and stare out into the stars and go, I'll be out there one day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got the Star Wars Jumbo Pack games on the PlayStation 4 today. So it's got Jedi Starfighter and the pod racing game and things like that, and the Jango Fett Bounty Hunter game. So
nice.
I've been thinking maybe we should do some videos for this for the No Man's Sky group.
Might as well.
Possibly, yeah. But yeah, so like, I'm just playing these games like Freelancer as well, and Elite Dangerous. Just thinking like, I like both of them, but they're just not what I want yet.
No.
I want No Man's Sky right now.
Right.
I think I'll be a good Galactic Explorer, because everyone says that my looks are out of this world anyway.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure.
I'm just staying quiet on this one. I'm gonna roast.
That's what he
so
heard.
bad.
What they really said was, man, that guy is spaced out.
Yeah. Oh, that he looks like an alien.
Wow. I'm a good looking guy, and don't you forget it.
I didn't even know in the first place.
Wow.
But yeah, so right, so back onto the what was I thinking? The audience question. There we go. Spork Saber off the comments from the last YouTube video. It wants to know what would our first or what would our first actions be if we actually met an actual other person in the game. Now, for everyone out there, the likelihood of you actually meeting someone is pretty much never going to happen. I mean, it's the sheer size of this game. I mean, everyone says like, oh, the actual what I'm trying to say, the actual percent of possibility. There we go, possibility of meeting someone is going to get higher when you get towards the center. Yeah, but the center is still going
Probably
to be
huge.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, people aren't thinking about that. They think of the center as a
The
singular
center.
planet or something. You know what I mean? No, it's
Yeah.
going to be a whole freaking system within itself, right there.
Yeah, it's still it's not a singular point in space.
It would
Center.
it would still be impossibly hard to find like someone on one planet even.
Exactly. These planets are Earth size.
Yeah.
I mean, if you found if every single person on the game who's going to buy the game on launch lands on the same planet, the likelihood still of us meeting each other is,
Still very slim.
it's very slim. Because our planet itself has got 7 billion people on it, and we're starting to overcrowd now.
Yeah.
Never mind, what we're predicting 200,000 people are going to buy it on release.
Something like that.
I'd say a little bit more probably.
Let's say up to about 300,000 then on release, pre-ordered. It's still nothing. 300,000. That's
That's not a lot of people.
No.
To be fair, when you're talking about planetary scale, that is nothing.
No, I mean there's over 1 billion people in China alone.
Yeah.
I think is there 60 million in England or UK?
It's around that, yeah.
60 million in the UK, and the UK is a tiny spit of land. If you can fit, I think it's about 1 million people in London. You can fit, 1 million people in London. Never mind 300,000. So
Right?
That's the thing though. Like even in England, you can go miles without seeing anyone.
Oh, yeah.
So, just to clarify, the likelihood of you ever actually meeting anyone in the game is going to be pretty much zero. But if the day does come where, you turn around and there's someone standing there straight in front of you, moving around in a sticky formation, when you're walking around in the game with using the sticks or WASD, it's obvious it's another person, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not smooth like an NPC is usually. So you can turn around the corner and you're just going to see another person there, strafing, walking sideways.
Using the jetpack.
Here's my scenario on that.
Right.
Because, like, everybody's like, oh, if I find somebody, I'm going to make friends, or I'm going to kill them and take their ship, or blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Well, the chances of finding anybody is slim to none. And once that settles in with people, you're going to have that feeling of solitude.
Yeah.
And then if the day comes where you run across somebody, I imagine it's going to be the two of you staring at each other for about 10 minutes going, is that a real guy or an NPC? What is going on here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it'll be just total confusion and sterility.
Yeah.
To be honest though, as well, like as you said that you're gonna get that feeling of solitude. So when you do meet someone, you're gonna want to stick around with them
Right?
for a while.
If you did, yeah.
Like you're not just gonna say hi and then leave.
My luck, I will find the biggest griever in the game. You know?
Just a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I think that's what most people end up doing for straight away is shooting the other person.
Right.
But then again, I'm thinking like, what's the point? That you've stumbled on probably like 0.0000001% chance of actually meeting this person. What's the likelihood of you actually meeting another person ever again?
Yeah.
It all depends on a person's personality. In
Yeah.
real life, half of us in this world, if we met an alien, we would want to talk to it, try to learn from it.
Yeah.
The other half of us are just going to shoot it on sight.
But then again, like,
And it's going to carry over
playing a game, you lose your kind of like, it's like when you're being drunk, isn't it? When you play a PC game, you just do things that you don't
normally do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in real life. So, I mean, like I said, if you're one of those people that says I'm going to shoot you straight away as soon as I see you, like, it's a bit sad, but then again, it's expected.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you, buddy. You must feel so proud of yourself.
Yeah,
I know, right?
I mean, you two people could be the only ones who ever actually meet each other. I mean, you could be the only people who's ever going to meet another person in the game, and the first thing you do is just shoot them, and then that's it. No one else ever is going to meet another person. And like the thing that you did was kill them.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I definitely would be like, dude, let's do something together.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, definitely. You gotta do like.
Absolutely.
It'd be like having to do a vlog, wasn't it? You'd have to record that. Like,
oh, definitely.
What
you two get up to and things like that.
It'd almost be like the chances of a guy getting pregnant, man. You got to get that on film.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
But then, like, you haven't fully explained what happens when you meet another person. It hasn't been fully explained yet.
No.
Like, can you actually see them? Can you? You can.
I'm sure you'll be able to see them.
So,
I'm 100% sure of that.
They say it's a bit like the games. The multiplayer in No Man's Sky is a bit like the game's Journey and is it Dark
Souls?
Yeah, but I've never played either of them, so I don't know what the
Dark
multiplayer...
Souls is kind of like you can summon another player to your world,
right,
and fight with you.
Okay.
But once they die, they go back to their world, kind of thing.
Okay, so is it a bit like when you're playing like Ark? When you're playing Ark, if your friends can be in a different lobby, can't they?
They could be in a different server.
Server, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, you can invite them to be in your server, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you reckon it's going to be a bit like that then? So like we're not all in the same universe per se.
I don't know. It's like it's so new.
Yeah.
I do honestly believe that like that we're all going to be in the same universe and we will be able to see each other if we do ever meet each other, you know.
Yeah, I think we're all already going to be together technically.
But it's the thing I'm not sure about is how much we can grief other players.
Yeah.
That's like the big question for me.
You can kill another player, and you can take their loot off of them or their ship, but I do not believe you can actually take the ship itself. You might be able to destroy it, but I don't think you can actually take a player's ship, but you can take their crap.
Right. See, I mean, I know, like, see, it doesn't make sense to me because they want you to be pretty much be an explorer. That's their main objective for you, is to be an explorer, isn't it? Obviously, you can go about that in whichever direction you want to. You can be do it as a trader or as a fighter or whatnot. But at the end of the day, everyone is pretty much an explorer in the game. You're going to go to different planets and find new things along the way. But then to add that bit where you're going to explore and then you actually meet someone and then you're going to kill them, that kind of like defeats the whole point of the game to me.
Yeah. It's definitely the biggest hide and seek game I've ever heard of.
Oh jeez,
yeah.
Right? Fucking Marco.
Personally, I don't think.
Where's Waldo?
Personally, I don't think like this should have the whole grieving thing. Just because it's kind of pointless. You're going to meet someone and then you're going to go, "Oh, I'm going to kill you," and then that's it. So. Yeah, I mean, technically, it's not grieving, is it? Because usually grieving is when it's a constant thing that's happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like in Ark, as soon as people spawn in, or when the first spawn in, you get people hanging around, killing all the first timers.
Right, been there.
And that's a constant thing, isn't it? That's a constant thing that happens
on some servers.
That's why it causes grief. Whereas obviously in No Man's Sky, it's not going to be something that happens all the time.
It could though, like depending on how we've heard a little bit about how the spawn works. Like if you're on the planet, you'll spawn
where you save.
You know,
so obviously it's a save.
So
point,
again, you know, we're talking way outside the box because we're not going to see each other. But you know, if you knew where that guy's spawn point was, you could just hide out in the bushes outside, and every time he walks out the door, blast him.
It's finding it though as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you
like
know.
I said, the planets are so big.
So you
don't know where they last saved. So.
Yeah, you know, it's like, so even if there are grievers out there, the mechanics are there, it's gonna be really hard to grieve somebody.
Yeah,
but it's still possible. And I think he did that just because, you know, he wants everybody to have fun, and that's how grievers have fun.
Damn.
I mean, I've seen guys that literally will like.
Play games
7 Days to Die is a really good example. If you host a game on 7 Days to Die, you have to go into your settings and make it so nobody else can use admin controls. Usually that'd be default, but it's not. And if you don't do that, I've had instances where I forgot to change it, and guys will like log into your server, fly across your map, or TP to your base and just delete all your crap and leave.
I hate that.
They'll go to another server, do the same thing. That's all they do, is just look for ways to hack in and mess with people. But that's how they have fun. Not my cup of tea, but
that doesn't sound like that. Sounds so much effort to do.
Right? It's like, what's the point? Because it's my game. I'm admin. I just went into creative mode and put all my crap back. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point? But I bet it'll still happen if it can happen.
Yeah, I suppose.
In an obscure way, you could probably inadvertently grieve people through the trading system, going back to that subject, depending on how the mechanics are going to work.
Yeah, that's true. Like, obviously.
Forcing people to sell low, flooding the market with something, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's the thing, we haven't seen whether there's like a barter option.
Not that I'm giving grievers any ideas, damn it.
But like I said, though, we haven't actually seen if there is like a bartering option. So obviously,
right.
You want to try and sell it at one price, they say no, and then you've got to like barter down to an agreed price.
Right.
We don't know if that's implemented, but we don't know whether it's just an automatic reading of the data in the game. So there's like an overflow of, like you said, plutonium. So that it's just going to be the computer automatically reduces the price.
Right. I don't know. So. It'd be kind of interesting if they did that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was. I think it's a very poignant question that Spark Saber asked anyway about what everyone's going to do in the first time in the season. I personally, want to hang out with them and see what we can get up to and things like that. Other people, like you say, going to grief them and things. So
right.
It'll be interesting, but. Like I said, the likelihood of it ever happening is pretty much zero. So,
but like, I just believe that the people who say they're going to grief are the people who don't really understand the scale of the game.
Yeah,
you know, once they have the game,
most grievers are kind of small-minded, so you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that hard finding people in Elite Dangerous, and that's by no means a very, very popular game. Don't get me wrong. It's a very die-hard game, so you either love it or you hate it. I find with Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, a bit like Marmite.
Yeah, but I mean, the Elite Dangerous is only one galaxy, and it's the Milky Way galaxy, and I've seen players in that. So, finding someone in a galaxy, it is possible. I mean, that's if we all start in the same galaxy.
I believe we do. Yeah,
but like I said, this one's based on the Milky Way, but obviously it doesn't mean it is to scale of an actual galaxy. So
yeah,
I have seen players in that. I've seen multiple players, so it is possible, but that's obviously a smaller game. But yeah, so like I said, very poignant question for Spork Saber. Thank you for that. Phil, what did you ask at the end of last episode? So, James, do you remember before when he asked us, are we actually going to be able to see another player?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He came up with another question to ask us.
And I cannot
Oh
remember
yes, I
what it
remember. I
was.
can't remember the question.
What was it?
Oh, come on.
Oh, jeez.
We wanted to answer this last time, and you wouldn't let us.
Oh no, we answered that
I'm
last
such a
episode.
horrible co-host. I should be fired.
I answered that one first because it's you in this episode, that episode last time. James,
Oh no, of course.
I answered it that time.
Yeah.
But I think I mean I can't 100% exactly remember what he said.
Aha!
But I didn't ask the question. Let me go back to see where it is.
I'm sorry, guys. My brain is fried. I'm in school. I'm recording. I've been doing all kind of stuff, and
It's
my
okay,
mind
man.
is totally scattered. I can't even find my No Man's Sky notebook
Don't worry about it, dude.
that I had all that stuff wrote down in.
It's all good.
I think I might have burned it in the wood stove on accident.
It's getting so close to No Man's Sky that we're all just talking gibberish now.
I know, right? It's like
We've all turned into
grasping
crazy
at
people.
every little thing we possibly can.
Hey, did you notice that there's grass in the game? Wow.
I saw that. It was awesome.
Trade routes.
The
It was trade routes, weren't it? You were asking
Yeah.
something about how would trade routes affect us or something.
Like if we can affect, well, basically what we kind of been talking about.
Yeah. I'll cut that bit out anyway, don't matter. So I'll just go straight off.
I would like to know how trade routes differ from solar system to solar system.
Yeah. It'll probably be based on the resources, won't it?
Yeah, I mean like which do they just go the quickest route, or if there's like a huge like asteroid field in between the planet and the space station, like which route would they take then?
I'm guessing NPCs will follow the safest route, safest / quickest.
Would it be so great just to see an NPC just crash and burn,
Yeah,
and then fall down to the planet?
I mean, I can't wait to go on one of those planets where you see the massive spaceship stuck in the ground.
Right?
Oh yeah, that would be
From
amazing.
an old battle or something, yeah.
Yeah, old Star Warsy.
Mm.
Right.
All right, well, I hope so. Like, I know you're going to come across that. I hope I see something like that, because I'll just jump in and die, probably. But, like, an epic space battle, like, you hyperdrive into a new solar system, and when you come out of hyperdrive, you're, like, right in the middle of a huge battle.
That would be amazing.
It would
You know.
be cool, yeah.
And I imagine you'll see stuff like that on those trade routes, because, pirates raiding.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it might not be the safest.
Maybe not.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I'll fly alongside that thing by a couple hundred light years.
Right, then I'll end the episode then. So, I think we've pretty much exhausted everything we can do about our little subjects today. Joe, James, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Good man.
Just so all you guys know, please leave comments in the video description, and also on, if you're watching from the Facebook page, on the Facebook video. Another thing, thank you so much, guys, for everyone who subscribed. We've just hit 100 subscribers. Yay! So we're on our way, guys. We're definitely on our way.
Catching up to me.
Yeah, somehow. I don't know how he's got so many subscribers. He's got like shit all videos.
Told you it's my good looks.
But you're never in them. And
I know, you're never here. What the hell?
And he doesn't.
People know.
You don't even talk either, so.
People know.
People know these things. Do not worry.
They keep logging in, going, God, look at this guy. Jeez, man, you got to come see this guy. Come here.
So yes, guys, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Everyone associated with the podcast appreciates it for sure. So yes, thank you so much. Make sure you do comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. And from me to you guys, I will see you next time.